Good morning, guys. I'm going to be baking this morning for the lovely Barbara that won the giveaway. Gaga that won the giveaway. Her name's Barbara and she's a lovely lady. We've been having a chat. She wants a modern box, so I'm going to make some brownies this morning. And she lives in Southport, which is not very far from me, so I'm going to deliver these in person. So first of all, I want, I've lost my train of thought. I want 200 grams of butter. In here, I've got half unsalted, half salted. And can I just say thank you to everybody that commented and complimented me on my dancing, my two left feet dancing. But you know what? I've got to say this. When the camera's not on me, I do dance better than that. But isn't it strange? As soon as you put a camera in front of me, I'm like, wooden. I was watching Richard yesterday, Dancing Butcher, and he did the twist. Well, I can do the twist, Richard. And I put Twist and Shout on this morning, and I'm like, I can even get down again a bit low, you know. My knees are groaning. But what a good laugh. I've just been practicing my twist. Thanks for reminding me about that. Richard, you brighten every day, honestly. Right, so let's get 200 grams of butter in this bowl. Half salted, half unsalted. Also, in the bowl, you want 200 grams of dark chocolate. You can use any dark chocolate, chopped up, or you can use light chocolate, milk chocolate if you want. But dark chocolate makes a nice, rich, brownie texture. You can use milk chocolate to put, you know, at the end when you put all your chocolate in, you're going to melt those together in the microwave to make a butter ganache. Now, in your mixing bowl, you want your sugars, and I use 125 grams of soft light brown sugar. Pop that in your bowl. And 150 grams of caster sugar. You can use granulated if you've not got any caster sugar, it's no problem. You can use granulated in any cake. Put those in together. And in there you want 4 medium eggs or 3 large eggs. So it's 4 medium eggs or 3 large eggs, and I'm using large eggs. And you're going to beat those together until they're nice and fluffy and light. Like that. Squeeze those like that for a few minutes. By the way, you want a tray. Grease and line a tray. One of these. I get these from Home Bargains, 99p. All supermarkets do them, but I don't know how much they are at every supermarket. 99p for 3. This recipe will fill one of these trays. That's how you want your sugar and eggs to look after you've beat them for about 5 to 10 minutes. There's my melted butter and chocolate. If you've got the time, fold these in together. If you've not got the time, use your mixer, but try and do it without taking out all the air that you've got into your eggs and sugar. Just fold them like this. You can mix them on a slow speed, but it is better to fold them in for the texture. This way you don't lose any of the air that you've put into them. Doesn't take long really. Talking about music yesterday and how I love all different genres, different, you know, decades. I do love the 60s because I was a little girl in the 60s and I grew up in the 60s listening to the Beatles, Dave Clark 5, my dad who was a drummer, and I do love listening to the 60s. Then I do love the 70s as well. I love Sweet and the Rubettes, Queen. So I love listening to the 70s because I was a teenager in the 70s. I went to live abroad. I went to live in Rome, working as a nanny. So I've got memories of that through music. I always remember I was on a fun fair in Rome with a few of the teenagers I got friendly with in the village, and we were on a ride, and it was one of those that goes up and down, and they were playing Crocodile Rock, and every time I hear Crocodile Rock it takes me back to that day when we were on that ride. And then the 80s, well the 70s, my eldest daughter was born in 78, so I've got memories of that through music as well. And around about that time, Brown Girl in the Ring was popular when my little girl were born. And then into the 80s, I loved the 80s as well. That's when my other little girl was born in 81. And I love a lot of 80s music. 90s, my girls were growing up. We used to have dance, you know, we used to dance around the living room and that, to all 90s music, Spice Girls, we loved. And then into 2000s, I can honestly say I've loved every decade of music. And even today, you know, I like a lot of what's out there today, but if I'm listening to it, my Alexa is full of all 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. I was born in 56, so I don't really know much about, I don't really listen to a lot of 50s music. My mum likes 50s music, obviously. There we go, they're folded in nicely. Now I'm going to weigh out the flour. So I need 100 grams of plain flour.